TIL Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan had to ask fans to stop recreating a scene from the show where pissed-off Bryan Cranston throws a pizza on his roof, because the real-life owner of the house was sick and tired of this happening. "I spent a lot of time in ABQ. The lady loved the attention and fans to begin with, but it ended up being a total nightmare and I believe she ended up strongly resenting it. People would do the pizza thing, come up to the front door, look through the windows etc. and they ended up putting a fence up, and would sit outside all day to make sure people behaved. Sad news is she has now passed away, bummer way to live your last days." Fans couldn't come to terms with the fact this was a real person's house, with real people inside. "While on a road trip we were going to pass through Albuquerque but had half a day to kill. Went to the Bad Candy Lady, got a few bags of blue meth, picked up a cool pork pie hat. Got the munchies and headed to Twisters and met Walt, Skinny Pete, and Badger cosplayers, had Walt my hat for realism. Went by Walt who had really upped his security. Drive BTS Jesse's and went to Saul's. Stopped off at the motel and went and got a car wash. After then we drove down the highway listening to America the Beautiful. I went to Albuquerque last summer while driving cross country. Stopped at a few BB locations. I abstained from visiting the actual house as I've heard the owners and neighbors rather keep the area quiet and tourist free. I can respect that. The best place to visit for BB fans is Twisters where they film the Los Pollos Hermanos scenes. Twisters is a small fast food chain in the area and the location where they filmed has some BB displays set up for fans. They like the added business the show brought, and it was complete luck that Bryan Cranston landed the pizza on the roof at all. It wasn't originally scripted to hit the roof like that. Cranston just had freakish strength. Everybody else's odds, not so good, which is where the sickening and tiring parts come in, because odds are you're not going to get it on the roof. You're going to miss the roof if you're going to hit the lawn. You're generally going to make a mess on this poor owner's property. I stopped to see this house a few years ago on a road trip and the owner was sitting in a lawn chair in the garage with binoculars on, and as soon as I stepped foot out of the car we parked across the street he started yelling about staying a certain distance away from the house if I wanted to take pictures. I took my pictures and left, but after that encounter I'm 100% sure he bought that house because he wanted to be the emperor of the Breaking Bad house. I get being a huge fan of the show to the point of wanting to drive by the house and get that wow feeling. But spending money on food just to recreate a scene from the show sounds extremely childish, especially considering it's an actual home. I hope these people are teenagers, if not that's just fucking embarrassing. They put a large fence around the property. I'm surprised that in enterprise-driven America they didn't put up a ticket booth, pizza oven, an official photographer and make the big bucks. There's a slightly sketchy bar in my town that's been living off the original Top Gun sleazy bar scene since 1986. Only slightly related, but I used to work at a Pizza Hut. An elderly lady who used to live at 69 Moorhead Road had to tell us and presumably every other pizza place in the area that she would never order pizza and any pizza order going to that address was a prank. I was there visiting family so me and my sister went to check it out. We tried taking a pic from the street and they opened their garage which was full of a bunch of shit and stood outside. Said we were trespassing, we weren't even on the curb. Fuck those people. I've been to this house in Albuquerque. The neighbor is a mean woman. She has a tall fence around the perimeter of her property and a sign not to park in front of her house. I parked across the street to take a picture and she came out and told me to get a life. I firmly believe that they included that whole scene with Badger and Pete talking about how much money the pizza place saves by not slicing the pizzas because fans talked about this scene and brought up how the pizza would have fallen apart when he threw it. The woman bought the house knowing damn well it was the Breaking Bad house. I honestly don't have terribly much sympathy for her poor decision making. She initially loved the attention but eventually got fed up with it. You reap what you sow. Yeah, that YouTuber who asks people in nice cars what they do for a living filmed himself walking up to the house with a pizza and getting yelled at. He tried to play it off like he was a victim. I thought it was pretty douche of him. If I was the owner I'd just place a fake pizza on my door and a sign that says take picture but don't throw a pizza if you're a real fan. Maybe have Cranston sign a bunch of headshots and give them out to folks to deter this. I haven't followed the BB sub in a while but I think they stopped allowing people to post tourist pictures of the house. I could be totally wrong about this because the tenants were fucking sick of people showing up there. For anyone asking why the pizza wasn't sliced. A thrown, sliced pizza would come apart due to centrifugal force or angular momentum or something like that, explains Gilligan in response to the question via Reddit. Hey Breaking Bad fans! If you really want to wind me up you deliver the pizza to my front door, Then throw the box in the gosh darn recycling. Oh, that'd really ruffle my feathers. Drove by this house years ago. Signs everywhere saying they'll report you to the police. It's also surprisingly close to the Breaking Bad car wash, which looked abandoned. Some friends of mine went to New Mexico earlier this year. They went to the house, the owner came out and yelled at them. Can't say I blame her. It must get annoying. Yep, as a local of Albuquerque, this shit made the homeowner regret allowing filming there, and she has put up a fence around the home because of stupid assholes. And that's why you always build sets instead of using real locations. Doesn't the original Amityville horror house also suffer a lot of negative fandom? Jonathan Banks, who played Mike Hermantrout, even told fans to stop doing it and threatened to hunt them down. Can't blame him for that. They put up a fence and sold the house eventually. I think they may have even updated the exterior too, but I could be making all this up. But did you know J.K. Rowling lost her billionaire status by giving money to charity, and that Steve Buscemi was a firefighter on 9/11? Now, to create a successful TV show that prominently features a scene where a bag of money is left in front of my house. The lady who lives in that house is the angriest person in the universe. She shouts at people just for walking by. I would put some plastic coating on the roof and a long pizza shovel and enjoy my free pizza every time it happens. Yeah, if you drive by it now, they put up a fence. It's just off Comanche by Moon St. Still gets a lot of traffic. Haha, I have family that lives near that house. They had to put up a fence and cameras. BCZ people are jerks. If I lived there, I would have a fake pizza in a box and let people throw it up on the roof for $50 each. I would have a long pizza paddle mounted in my yard and a sign that says it shall be removed henceforth. At this point, they should either monetize it as a tourist destination, or sell it to someone who will. Wasn't it Vince Gilligan? I remember reading the credits and being angry that it wasn't Gilligan. Why couldn't just turn this into a business? $10-$20 to throw a pizza, video included, lol. It was infuriating, I must admit, but on the other roof, pizza. A true Buddhist. People can afford to do this because of the time and money saved from not slicing the pizza. Just once I hope they dressed up like a character and waited for them with a paintball gun. It's crazy how people obsess over these stupid shows, movies. It's not real. Go get laid. Should have got a realistic rubber pizza made and charged $100 to throw it on the roof. Everyone doing it thinks that they are funny and original. What a bunch of wankers. Danny Duncan became friends with the lady. They should turn that house into a museum if the occupants ever sell. Buy a fake plastic pizza, charge $100 per photo video shoot, profit. Drove past the house recently. They don't seem happy nowadays. Just start charging people to do it. Free money and free pizza. I'd be keeping the roof really clean and enjoy the free pizza. It doesn't help that the homeowners are fucking assholes. Maybe don't use actual addresses in your entertainment. Pretty sure everyone on Reddit knows this already, lol.